All right, you fucks, welcome back.
This is the dumbest thing.
This is the best.
Fucking talking into a mic here.
And talking on the phone.
Oh my god.
Dog, it's the best. I mean, what else can you say?
It can say a lot of things.
No, you can't, because it's the truth is that this works out, and we've had good results from it, and I can't complain about it.
Well, what I'm saying is, why don't we just stream this direct?
To where?
Because you're convinced that the phone
The
works
phone
better.
Works better.
Because that doesn't make any sense.
It does, though.
No, it doesn't.
Yes, it does. Because there's an extension on the phone when it retrieves to the thing. That's why when you upload these, it comes in a certain format versus
Sure.
when you upload those. So if they're smart in any sense of the word, they would know that, okay, you're sending it off this or you're sending it off that. How many people do you think go live on the computer through TikTok versus how many people go through this? So they have a certain amount of promotions that are obligated towards going towards this because they don't have an endless supply of fucking promotions. You know what I mean? They have a certain amount that they dictate towards this, certain amount they do towards that. Even in some other cases, you'll see the difference. Like if you go to Instagram Live, if you try to Instagram Live through here, which I've tried before, not the same. You don't get the same type of you don't get the same type of promotion. That's what I'm saying.
Well, the biggest issue is we can't even do it right now. TikTok, I just realized.
What do you mean?
Remember, we can't get the key.
Yeah, there you go.
They got blocked, whatever.
Trying to go through.
Anyways, this is funny but foul. We got a new episode tonight.
Yes, sir.
We're doing a lot here.
We are.
Putting in late hours.
We are. Honestly, I'm telling you right now, we're doing a lot.
Tomorrow's family day.
Tomorrow's family
Got
day.
any plans for family day?
Not really spend time with the family.
Oh, really?
That's my plan.
It's anti-family on the family day.
I'm not anti-family, but it's like certain portions. I realize that like end of the day, my family, they're girls. So same rules apply. Like as much as I want to be like, yeah, they're not the norm, blah, 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 this and that. It's like my mom is a woman and so is my sister. As open-minded as they are and as, not ratchet as they are, they still have some mentalities that are the same. So like anytime I want to tell my mom like, hey, for example, women in Canada have more rights. Let's say I want to start this conversation,
Sure.
which is a dead end conversation with my mother.
Okay.
Right. The thing is, she'll be like, you're misogynistic. You are, you're woman hating. You sound like you hate women. And I'm like, that's not true. It's just if you look at the facts, if you look at just family court and you look at family dynamics, there's a reason why the government wants the woman to take, to have custody of the kids, because then he can, the man is forfeiting 18 years per kid to spousal support, there's a lot of things around it to the point where like some divorces, if there's enough difference in salary per year, you are providing lawyers for the other person. Like if she's smart enough where she can, this has been done before. This is not the first time. This is not some bullshit I'm running out of my mouth. This has been done before, where some trophy wife is married to some high-end CEO, and he has to give her lawyers. You're providing a general for an army for a different fucking country is what you're doing at that point. And you're telling me right now that that's not hold on, we're too high here.
Oh, you mean like peeking?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like that.
Oh, damn. I see it. That's so strange. I wonder why.
Yeah. Boom. Good stuff, buddy. Yeah. Okay, cool. So yeah, it's like it doesn't make any sense that it's the same for both sides. Like if you want I always say this. If you want to fight for feminism, I will fight for feminism, but let's do it in third world countries. Cuz that's where they really fucking need it. Not here.
Yeah.
I don't need your fucking fat belly out with your blue hair here. Let's go do that in Dubai. Let's see what happens. Right? It hasn't been done before. Let's see what happens. If I had to guess, I'd say you get shot in the face. But that's just an assumption because it hasn't been done before. Let's take all these white girls with bad daddy issues and take them to fucking Middle East and help out those women because they really need help. I really want to see a fat LGBTQT chick that fucking identifies as a table go to Iran and start fighting with no hijab on. I want to see what happens because I guarantee you, as soon as your strong mentality steps on the plane, gets off in Tehran, Iran, you're gonna get shot and fucking hung while you're dead. You're still gonna get hung because they think you're a demon and your soul is
Shot and
is
hung
immortal.
while you're dead.
Yeah,
Jesus.
while you're dead. So I just think that these rules apply in nice areas where it's fine and dandy, and men have created a safe zone for women, and we don't have a hardship, and then there's no war. Because sometimes at the club, when I'm at the club, like the number one thing I notice is like the number one thought that comes to my mind when I'm disappointed in our generation, because this happens a lot, is we need war. We need war. What we need right now is like a nuclear bomb somewhere in Canada, and like legit fucking like to the point where they're drafting women.
That's
like-
like never happened.
That's what we need, right? That's what we need. We need that for a quick week, right? Every like 3 years, we need that for a quick week, and then once that happens, then we go back to regular society. But I simply believe that that's the case. Like I told you yesterday, if there was a guy sitting there making reels on me rejecting chicks, asking me to drink or asking me to do shit, there'd be a good 6-minute video there. And it's not because I'm the best looking guy. It's just because I'm not influenced by that, because I've fucked so many girls growing up that it's like, it's ordinary what they have to think. Because like, if you go to a club, man, it's pathetic. Girl game is not the best. So they'll just come up to you with zero game and they'll be like, buy me a drink and I'll give you a blowjob or some shit like that. And it's if you go if you hang around with enough whores, like the transaction will be just like that.
Right.
And then you'll just sit yourself and you'll be like, fuck, man, what's going on?
Do girls need game?
If they want to land the best that they can, yes.
So what does good girl game look like?
You embody the characteristics of basically a humble princess, I would say. That's the goal. Everybody wants to be queens. Nobody wants to be the humble princess. I'm telling you right now, everybody thinks that they walk in with no effort done, with no track record of being worth anything, and then expect certain things. What I'm saying is, if you think that you're this person, there's a track record that you have to build with whoever guy you pick, right? Whether it's me, you, fucking Joe Blow, doesn't matter. You have to build a track record, like saying, like proving that you deserve these things. Now, there's girls that have done that 100%.
Yeah.
And you see that they're fucking married at 25, 26, 27 years old to somebody that they're going to be with for 30 fucking years. There's a track record, right? Now, are all girls whores in Canada? No, but the culture kind of persuades you that majority of people turn to have certain kind of lifestyles that anywhere else in the world, they would be labeled as whores. If you have a 6 one-night stands in a year, technically anywhere else in the world, you're a whore. And especially because if you target just the people that go to clubs and nightclubs and bars and stuff, it's like you find the sluttiest of the sluts, because those are the most predominant people. Because generally, think about it like this. When we were young, imagine if you had a cousin that was like 18 years old, that was going out, 19 years old, that was going out 3 days a week. What would their parents say? Usually like, what are you doing? That's dangerous.
Yeah.
Right? You're going by yourself or with your friends to a nightclub. Like that's not, you're staying up until 3 a.m. Probably not the safest thing to do. Right? So you have to see out of a spectrum of people at 19 years old, which type of people are going to go to a nightclub and hang out at that kind of environment. So it's a selected few. So what's kind of involved in their characteristics that align to go to that place? They're very outgoing. What happens with girls that are very outgoing? Usually they reach the opposite sex with an interaction at a very early age, generally.
Right.
So if you combine all this, you realize that the majority of the population that always goes out on the weekends to clubs and bars and stuff and drinks are the outgoing people that are more sexually active, more sexually promiscuous. So if you are just some random person, guy or girl, going to a nightclub, most of the people you see are promiscuous on a general context, especially if they're, groupies, type of people that always go to nightclubs, always think like promoters, stuff like that.
Yeah,
that every weekend you're going out. what kind of quality are you gonna get?
Yeah.
What's gonna be, what's gonna happen is you're gonna get these very short term relationships where you meet somebody, it's a very shallow relationship, whether you're just their friend, because that happens a lot in Asian communities where there's lots of guys hanging out with lots of girls in a big scenario.
Yeah.
So it's like, 20, you meet 20 people a night, right? Eventually what happens is like nobody has a deep relationship with each other because you guys are all intoxicated
It's
while
all
you're meeting.
service level.
It's all service level thing. So it's like, hey, how are you doing? Good.
Yeah,
How are you? Good. Blah, blah, blah. You want to go dance? You want to go do a shot? Like
Yeah.
you're not getting these deep connections that are made through life, hardships and loyalty. These aren't made. So like, let's say, for example, this is why I don't worry about what I do at the club, is because like, whether I have a good reputation or bad, fuck what they think. Like,
Sure.
who gives a fuck
Sure,
what
sure,
you
sure.
think? You're literally retarded. Most people you meet there are dead ass broke. Like, even the DJs. Like, I asked some of the DJs, like, I'll show you some of the guys, but like,
Yeah.
they on the Instagram, if you look at it, it looks like they got fucking Lambos. But it's like, you ask the guy, yo, what did I call? Oh yeah, me and my girlfriend saved up and we went to, I don't know, fucking Toronto and fucking borrowed a Lambo for a week. What'd you pay? $2,500. Do you have one?
Yeah.
No? Then why the fuck are you paying for that? Like, I can pay for a Tesla. That's why I have a Tesla.
Yeah.
If I couldn't afford it, I wouldn't buy it. You know what what I'm saying? Same with like, being house poor. We have a family friend that he's 38 years old, but he has like some power washing company, and he's been doing okay. Like, he's making like 150 after cost, and he
Yeah.
just bought a $2.4 million house in Anmore. Like, his payments are $7,500.
How do you get approved for that? Off 150?
Co-signers.
Has to be.
I don't fucking know.
No, I'm
man.
just like the math doesn't work there.
I don't know. I don't know how the fuck it happened. Again, what I do is this. I take what they tell me and I just say it again.
Yeah, and I understand.
I don't go and fact check everybody because I'm just like, I don't care. Like,
Yeah.
I'm getting to an age where I'm like, I don't give a fuck what.
Yeah,
most
it's just
people are
like
saying.
the math doesn't work, right?
The whole idea is, it's like, even if the math works, $7,500. How the fuck are you?
No, that's what I'm saying. The math doesn't
how
work.
How are you paying for that?
The math doesn't work.
Because like,
That's
if
what
you're
I'm saying.
netting 150, that's only like what, 11K a
No,
month?
we're saying the same
12K
thing.
a month?
The math doesn't work.
It doesn't make sense. So you only have $4,000, and like, the math works because if you're making 150, you can afford $7,000 in a mortgage.
Not really. No bank will say that you can. That's what I'm saying. It's fucking weird.
Bank
Like,
will say you can.
no, they won't,
Why?
because it's greatly exceeds the ratios that they have for your buying power. That's not enough.
Why?
Oh,
I have
150,
yeah.
2.4 million. There's no way.
Why though? If you put like a $400,000 down payment, you can do that.
No, because you're still getting that's a $2 million loan.
Okay.
So $2 million loan off $150. There's no, like, that's just,
What are your payments though?
you can do the math, right? You have 25-year loan with amortization, like you just said, 7,000 at least more.
Yeah, $7,000.
So that's like that math doesn't add up. You need to be making way more than 150.
I know people that
150 for a bank to approve you. So what? It might,
single family homes, I've heard up to 60% of cost. Of
not
living.
anymore,
Not anymore. Maybe not anymore.
because
But
they increased the stress test recently.
yeah, there's a big.
That's
stress
what I'm
test
saying.
now,
Yeah,
right?
like,
yeah.
there's a much
That'd be
bigger one
my pushback.
Yeah.
Would be the stress test. But the
Yeah.
other thing is, like, logically think about it.
Mhm.
If you can't afford it comfortably, why are you doing this? Because
Yeah.
you're gonna. Life is, there's a lot of unexpected fees that just arise.
Yeah.
You want to get MK677, right? You want to get fucking
Yeah.
Ivan Morellin, right?
Yeah.
You want to get all these things, right? But it's you don't want to. You want to be really liquid or have the ability to, because if you don't, it's like I've seen guys that are tragic. Like even Dr. Evil, like when he was in the process, like you could sense a sense of urgency when he was like, I don't know about this, or I'm kind of getting fucked. And it's kind of like, well, I know you're doing great, but it's on flims, right?
Not really. That's just his mentality in life, bro. This guy could be, as you said, liquid and still have that mentality,
Yeah.
because he had that mentality before he got into real estate.
I guess.
So that's just him. Whether it's
Do we
real
have any
estate,
good stuff going on
whether
there?
it's stocks. Here, take a look. Not really. A couple of bots commented.
John Devine.
Yeah, dude, I'm like, I don't even know what that means. image.
Name
of
a UFC fighter for an edit.
Like, you know what I mean?
Jesus
These are like
Christ.
bot accounts. They're not even fucking. It's like bots from China
Yo, but
are commenting.
I'm telling you right now, I put the edit on where it's like smooth fucking skin for you.
Yeah.
And from this angle, you look 20. You look 20. Unless I get the tits in. If I don't get the tits in, dog, you look 18, son. You look young. Let's just keep it going for a little bit.
Sure.
On the next one, we won't.
Sure.
Yeah. So I just have something against. I have something against that. Like I have something against being house poor. I think it's tragic. I think it's not good. You know Omi Park?
Omi Park.
Have you ever heard of this chick? So she's
That's
from
a
North
person. I
Korea.
thought that was an actual park.
No.
I'm like, where
she's
is
from
this?
North Korea, and she.
Has she been on podcasts lately?
Yeah,
I think I might
yeah.
have seen her. Might have seen her.
So the crazy thing about her is like she was saying like how they're actually dead broke over there. They are broke.
Is this?
And they're eating cockroaches and rats and shit as
Okay,
kids.
that's fucking weird. Is this the same girl that talked about the pleasure girls for Kim Jong Un?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Then I've seen. I saw a clip about that.
So it's crazy. It's crazy because like for her, she married some regular guy when she came over here.
Yeah.
And they have like a regular lifestyle other than the fact that she just sold books. Right? She's selling her book, right? So other than the fact that
okay.
she's selling her book, she's living a pretty average life. Now
I thought that was like a euphemism. Like,
this girl has been raped. She's ate cockroaches. She's fucking ate rats. Like the amount of tragedy that has happened to this girl, and yet she is a very like probably one of the most humble, decent looking Korean chicks I've heard of.
okay.
Now imagine how much tragedy happens in a girl that's born and raised in Canada.
Mm.
And yet they seem way more troubled. If you come to the club, I'll show you some troubled, right? Girls that are here that are extremely troubled with so much less tragedy in their life.
Mm-hmm.
Why do you think that is? Okay, let me hold that for a bit.
It's a good one. I think we've talked about similar topics before. I think part of it, especially nowadays, has to do with how we as a society encourage people's complaints about their feelings, about what they're going through without actually trying to solve their issues. Like, we put a lot of stock in people coming forward with their problems
Yeah.
without actually having to do anything about it. Like, nowadays, it's viewed as a win if all you do is just come forward and say that you have a problem, right?
Yeah.
Like, if tomorrow I made
Participation trophies.
if I'm no, I wouldn't even say that.
I mean, basically, let's
no,
participate in saying our fucking,
no,
tragedies.
because like not everyone participates in that, so I don't think that's like what I'm more getting at is if like tomorrow I were to make a post on Instagram and all I said was, hey, I've been struggling with mental illness, blah blah. Let's imagine that's all I said. I didn't even say what. Like I didn't say I got clinically depressed, like diagnosed or whatever. I all I said was mental illness, and I've been struggling with it for a while, and I just wanted to come forward and say that blah blah blah. I would get so much praise from people being like, "Wow, thank you for sharing your struggle," blah blah, all this stuff.
You think they're bots?
No.
They're definitely NPC. Those people that praise you for that, and
No, it's not, because what I'm getting at here is that society has started to condition people into the idea that that's all you need to do. Like, you don't actually have to work towards getting better, because it's like, do it in your own time and blah, blah, blah. No one can force you to do whatever. There's so much stock put into an individual and, the rights that they have with regards to thinking what they want to think, feeling how they want to feel, all this stuff. And, you don't have to do this. You don't have to do that. So when you come forward and you do this, it's viewed as like, oh my God, you're so brave, blah, blah, all this stuff. And if you think about it, you're like, wait, so this motherfucker, all he said was he's having problems and that's it?
yeah,
Like, what? That just excuses his behavior for the last, 5-10 years. Let's say if I was an asshole for 5-10 years, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
he's not working to being a better man or a better person or a better son or a better friend or anything. He's just saying that he's had these problems and that's it. Like, that's, you know what I mean? We've started to to become so comfortable with the idea that all you have to do is just say that you're dealing with something, and then like you're done.
Yeah.
Like that just solves it. And I think that might be a reason as to why, when it comes to, you know, people going through hardship and how they deal with it and how they come out of it, has changed so much in the last, you know, few decades, really. Where before, if you were struggling through something, you had to really think about how you were going to
Get out.
yeah, how to deal with it and how to improve your life, right? Because you were thinking, okay, you know, I might be going through some shit like this, but I can't be dwelling on it, and I also need to figure out how to, you know, make life better for myself and my family if I have one. So there's an interesting clip that I saw from 50 Cent. What the fuck did he say? He's like, depression is a luxury, is a modern luxury. And the interviewer was like, well, what do you mean, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, let me explain. If I tomorrow say I'm depressed, me as 50 Cent, that doesn't mean much because, you know, my whole life is figured out. I have so much money that blah, blah, all this stuff. And like, what's going to happen? Yeah, sure, whatever, I'm depressed, but my quality of life isn't going to change.
Right.
I have so much set up for me now that I don't need to worry about shit. He's like, the guy who is working 3 jobs,
Me.
who just has, yeah, but you do it for different reasons. You do it because you're fucking a workaholic. You don't need to work 3 jobs. Fresh immigrant, 3 jobs, kid he's trying to support, a wife he's trying to support, thinking about how they're going to survive for the next year or so.
Yeah.
He doesn't have the luxury of being depressed. He might be going through some of those struggles, but he doesn't have the luxury to stop and think about it.
I've heard that the simulation theory has the same kind of idea where people are like, nobody's saying there's a simulation theory when it comes to poor people. Only the rich are saying this is a simulation theory, and they're advising people that it's really easy, and there's a few entrepreneurs that are like big time entrepreneurs saying, you know, these are pretty cliche quotes that if you haven't made, you know, if you're not rich by 35, you failed, or something along these lines. And it's like, well, what is failure, right? What is failure to a billionaire? A failure is, you know, net profits into the negatives. Whereas, you know, if you have net profits into the millions in the negatives, a poor person might just want to be in your shoes for a couple days just to see what the fuck that's like.
Yeah.
You know, you're driving your Bentleys. A lot of people aren't able to do any of these things. So it's like, well, is this for everybody? Is this something that's or exclusive to a certain few?
Yeah.
Right. So, and I think it's almost the same. The tragedy is like some of us will never be able to even get to the position where we're saying it's a simulation, or if it's, you know, what is failure, like the level will never feel that. So it's almost kind of like saying like, what's that old adage where it's like, you know, it's better to love than fail. You kind of say the same thing for being rich. It's better to be rich and then be poor than to never be rich. And
yeah, I know
you
what
know
you're
what I
saying
mean?
with the old adage. It's better to have loved and
lost
than never to have loved at all. Yeah,
beauty. Yeah. So that's kind of like what I'm saying. It's like, you know, people talk about, you know, failure as in like, I was negative 2 billion. Bro, how did you have access to be negative 2 billion? Most people don't have access to be negative 2 billion.
Yeah.
Most people don't have access to be negative 80,000.
Yeah.
Let alone, you know, 2 billion. I know people who haven't been able to go to school because they don't have
10 grand.
10 less, bro.
Yeah,
2 G's.
Yeah.
Right? So it's like, what the fuck are we talking about? Like, what level are we talking about here? You want to go live with this guy? Grow with Ventura?
I saw there was another invite. It was like some like random girl.
Yo, here, take it.
I think TikTok just tells you to like do it.
Anyways, what's happening this week?
This week, you got some sports. We got some general news. We got your typical shit.
Does LeBron go down as king of NBA?
One of
all-time best?
One of. He's right up there with Jordan, right? So it depends on which team you're on. A lot of people will be Team Jordan until they die, regardless of.
But yo, if you look at Jordan's trophy case at 38 and LeBron's trophy case at 38, even though Jordan started later because of college, he has a way better trophy line and even a record at 38.
Well, the thing is, they both have things that the other will never have. LeBron undoubtedly has the best late career performance out of anybody in NBA history. Nobody has performed as well as LeBron has into his late 30s. Ever will? Who knows? But Jordan in his Wizard days was not putting up what LeBron is now putting up in his Laker days.
I mean, Jordan was never putting up any numbers that LeBron's putting up. I'm just talking about trophy cases.
No, yeah, Jordan, he did. Jordan's had the best in his early seasons. He's had untouchable seasons. Like,
no, LeBron's had better.
No, he has not.
LeBron has had better in Cleveland.
No, he has not.
Better than.
No, he hasn't.
As far as stat lines,
Jordan,
LeBron is way ahead.
I'll show you some stuff. It's not even close. Like Jordan is
every year LeBron has produced better numbers.
No, and Jordan has.
That's the whole discussion they're talking about.
No, it's not.
That LeBron has always had better numbers.
Jordan's
never the final MVPs.
Right here, I'll settle this whole thing for you. Jordan's 88th season is the best season of any NBA player in the history of basketball.
You want to look this up?
Yeah.
Or do you want to just talk some shit?
No, put up Jimmy's latest video. Put it all into stats for you.
Fuck the Jimmy's. I'm not gonna watch a whole video.
No, he puts up a graph.
He
puts up a graph. Watch his video or don't talk to me because he explains it better than I can. Look up it's his latest video.
What's the fucking guy's name?
JXMY.
Well, like I'm supposed to fucking know that.
Well, you can just put in Jimmy High Roller.
You just put in Jimmy High Roller. That was the gayest thing I ever heard you say. Okay,
dude, you know what's funny? When you get mad, you just start calling everything gay. It's pretty funny.
I know.
Like you think that's a fucking insult.
I know, sir. This one?
Using numbers. What does it say?
Using numbers to find the greatest individual. Blah blah blah.
Yeah.
All right,
you can scroll to the end for the graph.
To the very end?
It's around here. I'll tell you what timestamp. You might be able to find it before I do.
Top season scorers of 22-23. Luka Doncic.
There's one where he puts a historical graph, and it's like, aren't just straight stats.
Okay. But like LeBron's ridiculous. Had a longer.
No. So I'll
tell you.
That's the claim to LeBron's.
As far as the highest highs, I'll say this: MJ, according to this, has had the highest highs of seasons. However, LeBron,
baby,
LeBron has had
LeBron games
the highest amount of successful seasons back to back to back to back at a very high rate among all players. That's why he has the longevity fucking trophy on his neck.
No, yeah,
right?
Like I said, undisputed, and who knows if it'll ever be. I doubt it will, but I mean, these days people keep saying that, and then it just happens anyways. His late game, like his post 33, I'd say, since 33 onwards, is like insane.
Yeah.
It's insane. Like you look, Jimmy also did a video on that too. But you look at that shit, and it's everybody else like goes down. Yeah. It's natural. You expect it. Even Kobe, all the guys who played until their mid 30s, they started going down. Durant's a bit of an exception. He's actually kind of maintaining his stuff, but he's younger. He's like 35, 34, I think.
Yeah.
But I mean, he might see like a drop. LeBron is 38?
38.
He has not dropped. There is no drop.
Yeah.
It's fucking crazy.
It's slightly going down, but again,
it's crazy.
It's pretty good. Couple things from Russia.
Oh, what do we got about Russia?
Russian defense official dies after falling from St. Petersburg tower window.
Okay, so are we taking polls here? Was that legit, or was that? Are we thinking that he actually fell out?
It's a she, and yes, it's true. It's this girl. Image of Marina Yankina, a high-ranking official in Russia's defense minister who mysteriously died Wednesday, February 15th. Now, this sounds...
we lost everybody.
This sounds like a legit... Here, hold on. How long was this?
I don't know. 15? Check what the time is on the computer. It's the same.
We got one new follower.
Sick.
I mean, this was... listen, this is what I was going for here.
Hey, man, new followers.
We only have to do one tonight. You know that? Because I have the one from last week.
Oh, sick. Nice.
The thing. Let's do a long one.
What do you mean? We are doing a long one. This is already like 30 minutes.
No, I know. But I'm talking about like an hour.
Yes, so it's another 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Not doing an hour and a half, man. You can fuck yourself.
We're doing an hour and a half.
No, we're not, dude.
So after doing an hour and a half,
the fuck
so
up, dude.
you want to hold this real quick?
No, fuck you.
What do you mean? What do you mean? Come on, dog.
Here.
Here, I got it.
Oh, okay. Now you
I
got it.
I got it.
It'd be so nice when that shit comes in. We just like prop it.
Yeah, it'd be nice. Around 8 a.m., the body of a woman was found by police on the sidewalk in front of the tower block in Kalininski district. The woman, identified as Marina Yankina, 58, head of finance and procurement. So their finance minister was thrown. Buddy, if this is not collusion, I don't know what the fuck is.
The funniest part about all of these, like, quote unquote mysterious deaths, the one where people are like, hey, like, obviously they got killed by, you know, the FSR or whatever.
Yeah.
It's like, if they're already in a hospital, why be all dramatic about it, right?
What do you mean?
Why not just fucking inject them with something while they're being IV dripped? Why the fuck do you have to throw them out of a fucking hospital? Like, they're just fucking cyanide them or some shit.
It'd be too easy.
What do you mean too easy?
Because you can't be like, oh, what was mysterious? It's like, okay, these people are monitoring her health. Why is she dead? Then you'd be like, all right, she's dead because of this reason.
So
but now
throwing them out of a fucking window makes more sense.
it's mysterious, bro.
How is that mysterious, bro?
That's what they're saying. They're saying it's mysterious, and I'm saying that
Who's saying?
global news.
Or is it the Russian news is saying it's mysterious?
It might be Russian news, but right now it's global news.
Have you heard about
Russian Gate? Yes.
Navalny?
No.
The guy who was running against Putin and then he was poisoned with Novichok?
Oh, I've heard of this
Yeah.
guy, just not his name.
Okay, so I watched a documentary recently.
Yeah.
And it's just called Navalny. So you want to look it up at some time. You want to check out like highlights. I recommend you do that. Basically, since he was main opposition for Putin, he had a team around him, right? So there was always cameras around him.
Right.
So when all this shit happened, the whole thing was essentially being filmed. So when what happened was he did a campaign run in Siberia, and on the plane ride back to Moscow, he got hit with a nerve agent. It's Novichok. It's military grade shit, and what it'll do is it basically shuts down your central nervous system.
Right.
So he got hit with it on the plane. The plane detoured about halfway between Siberia and Moscow, and they diverted and landed in some random town. And he ended up getting emergency like medical attention, which by the way fucked up the FSR's plans, because the whole idea for this was supposed to just kill him and then he'd be dead on arrival in Moscow.
Yeah.
But when the plane diverted, it kind of fucked up all their plans, so it ended up keeping him alive. Now, the strange part about all of this was at the time nobody really knew what it was. They didn't know it was Novichok. They just saw that he got fucked up and violently ill. His wife flew to this small town and tried to get access to the hospital. And this whole thing's being filmed, right? Because like I said, he's a political opposition, so there's cameras all around his team and his wife and his family. And his wife is trying to get into the hospital to see him. Doctors won't let her.
Jesus.
Like, just won't let her in.
That's
like,
so
she's in the hospital. She's trying to get in. You can see this, right? She's like, blah, blah, it's my husband, blah. She's like, oh, man, blah, blah. They come up with some bullshit excuses like, you know, oh, you can't come. Days. Like, days of this go by. And she's like, with lawyers and with all, just trying to find a way to get him transferred out of this hospital because she doesn't trust that they're actually going to give him good care. She's thinking that they're just going to either kill him or, like, make him a fucking vegetable. Finally, she ends up getting the authority to remove him from the hospital. The doctors were like, oh, hey, what's going on? We were trying to give him good care. And she's like, fuck you. No, you weren't. I want to get him out. So they actually transferred him to Berlin. So they got him to Germany. At the time, it was Angela Merkel was a chancellor. And she was like, yeah, we'll receive him, blah, blah. This is like, you know, a big deal. And we'll give him all the care that we can.
Right.
He actually ended up recuperating, and it was in Berlin in that hospital where they actually detected that nerve agent. So that's where this whole kind of like conspiracy starts.
Yeah.
Because once they actually detected that there was this literally military grade nerve agent, you can't just find this. This is not like some random.
It's not
drug.
over the counter.
No, it's like legit has to be made by some like a high level. You wouldn't be able to make this in a meth kitchen.
Yeah.
Like there's no way. So apparently, there's only like 2 places in the world that makes this.
Yeah.
One is some disguised laboratory in Moscow, and the other I forget where it is. But the disguised laboratory in Moscow is hilarious because it's from the outside is supposedly a facility that makes sports drinks.
What the fuck?
Like
So like
like
Prime?
like Gatorade, yeah, like Prime.
Yeah,
But in reality, it's Novichok.
that's crazy.
And from there, like I said, you'll check out the highlights. I recommend it, but it basically it kind of just snowballs into this crazy conspiracy where they ended up actually investigating and with pretty good evidence, tracing it all the way back to Putin.
Fuck.
I mean, everybody kind of suspected, but
course.
it's hard to say that with any confidence or to come out and say that with no evidence.
Yeah.
They ended up actually getting enough evidence together where they actually presented this to like the major news outlets of the world. I'm talking like your BBCs, your CNNs, all these. And remember that all these news outlets are also vetting this information because they're not just going to publicize, former or like opposition leader poisoned by the Russian government.
No.
Because if you say that with no evidence at all, you're going to get like steamrolled to hell.
Yeah.
Right? So they ended up actually going on all these news sites after coming up with all of this evidence about how it was these three guys who were fucking following Navalny, like his whole campaign tour.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
they actually matched the flight manifests with it. It was crazy.
Of course, there's a lot of
And-
that.
He's you know how this thing fucking ends? He recuperates in Germany.
Right.
And this guy so much believes in his country of and the people that live in it that he still, after all of this, wants to go back to Russia.
Holy fuck. He's an idiot.
He
Let's
goes,
be honest. He's
gets
a fucking idiot.
gets on a plane from Germany,
Yeah.
goes to Moscow, lands, gets detained right away,
Yeah.
gets slapped with charges for because at the time when he was recuperating, his team was working on another thing.
Yeah.
So they're doing all of this, but they were also trying to investigate. There's this, you can actually look it up. You might have heard of this Putin's Mansion. There was some like documentary that they came out with as well. It was like some conspiracy about Putin being involved with all the oligarchs and how they were like funneling money through this mansion. So when they published that, Navalny's team kind of came in the crosshairs.
Yeah.
So as soon as he landed, he got detained and arrested for like publicizing this, supposedly like anti-state material. And now he's like waiting to do like 15 to life.
Jesus, take a look at this.
Oh, we got one of Putin's agents right now, dog.
Yeah, bro. Putin's agents are a fucking Guadalajara agent. I don't know what it is. But I'll tell you one thing. Same thing kind of happened when my parents went to prison. Was they didn't know my dad's name for like 16 months or some shit.
We bounced.
Good.
Peace. Say bye.
I didn't even hear what the fuck he was talking about.
He's like, thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
He just had like a weird mask on, and I was just like, yo,
Yeah, but the thing is, could you even hear him when he was talking to you?
bro,
Well,
I
that's
could
the
hear,
whole point.
I could hear him, but I didn't give a fuck.
Well, that's the whole point, man. You need that interaction.
I didn't give a shit.
How do you do the dual cam here?
You go to the bottom there, you
More?
do dual cam.
Hit more.
Oh, I canceled everything.
Yo, I turned it off. No, I just see flip camera. I don't see the.
You fucked it.
Here, try if you can.
Oh my
And
god.
then you just get back to me.
You're retarded.
Dude, I don't have TikTok. I told you this.
There you go, you fucking guy. You MacGyver.
Goober?
Okay, so same thing happened with my dad. They just whipped him into fucking telling him his name.
What the fuck?
16 months. This
Crazy.
guy was in seg for like 16 months. No toilet. He was shitting in a corner. He was telling me, and they would like throw him, and then like they would just like spit in his food, piss in his food and shit for 16 months. So that's a year and 4 months. Can you fucking imagine that shit?
A year of piss.
Yeah, they would call his fucking mom and shit and ask him like what's his name and shit because she was the one that dropped him off and shit. Like she would come to these what is it called, those meetings.
Hold on. We got a comment here. Poop Stink Monk says, the curtain will open and Jeremy Bull will jump out and blow and shit in the corner. The year of piss.
I like it. I can't say I
And
don't
then
like it.
Dead to Me is asking, where's my free MMA fights? Do we even have any fucking MMA tonight? No, we don't.
There's no MMA tonight, but
Yo, we'll be
I can
back for-
MMA your mom
Joe-
into sucking his dick.
It's not what I was going to say. I was going to say come back for Jones v. Gane, if that's what you want. UFC 286?
The UFC is not looking great. Like I'm gonna
What
tell
do you
you
mean?
guys
Jones
right
and
now.
Gane is sick, dude.
First of all, it's not Ngannou. It's
No, it's-
Ngannou.
No.
First of all.
it's not Ngannou, motherfucker. He's fighting Cyril Gane.
Why would you call him Ngannou then?
No, I said Gane.
No, that'd be Gain.
Is it Gane?
Yeah.
When is that?
I love it. This is the only time where whitewash people and white people are like whites when it comes to no, they're immigrants when it comes to pronunciating names, because you can be a fucking 50-year-old white guy
True.
and I can tell you my last name is Gain and you're gonna pronounce it Gane because you think that's the right pronunciation. You're walking around like a fob, not knowing what you're doing. So the next two are so
Gane and Bones is next.
there's
The
two
next,
there's,
numbered
there's
events.
one more
Numbered.
there's one more UFC fight,
Yeah.
but it's, tell me if you know these people: Nikita Krylov and Ryan Spann. Do
Is
you know
this-
any of these people?
Is this, hold on, is this a fight night?
This is a fight night.
Then fuck off. I don't
So
look
you
at
don't
fight
know
nights.
any of
No,
these
no, no.
people.
Numbered
The
events.
next numbered event is Jones
There you
and
go.
Cyril Gane. Valentina Shevchenko versus
Oof.
fucking Alexa Grasso. I don't know who the fuck that is.
Alexa Grasso, yeah, I know her.
Geoff Neal versus this is just getting shitty as we go down. Bo Nickel versus James.
No, people
Pickett.
really, you're really watching for Jones and Gate. When is
Listen,
that? November? November.
The real fight we're looking here is Dan Hooker versus Jalen Turner, which was canceled, which was supposed to be on that card.
Poop Stink Monk is asking, do you support mass debating circles?
Masturbating circles?
No.
I definitely support masturbating circles. Circle jerks are good by me and good for this world. Those words are not supported by this podcast, and those are my individual words alone.
Seattle, Poop Stink Monk again. Seattle, Washington is going to have a fatal bombing.
Are you providing these?
Yeah, what the fuck? Poop Stink Monk, do you have an inside track on this shit or what's going on?
Are you an inside trader?
Yeah, are you an inside trader? Are you an inside agent? What the fuck?
Anyways,
And he says, I am the bomber. Listen, man, if we actually see this shit like in the news,
oh man,
we gotta shut off the channel and like get the fuck out of wherever the fuck we are.
did you see that one white kid that beat what's it called?
Dead to Me says, I dare you to look at my actual username. Okay, I'll look at it right now. Ah, fuck, you got me.
What is it?
Uncircumcised pee-pee skin. Motherfucker.
This guy is gold.
Motherfucker got me.
This guy is gold.
All right, well, I fucking looked, you piece of shit.
Oh man, what a tragedy!
What a fucking troll, man.
What a tragedy!
This is why we
that
do
is.
TikTok live so people can get me to look at a fucking uncircumcised penis.
Yo, we have
usernames.
913
What?
subs.
Hell yeah, dude.
It was 924. I guess I went down. Goddamn promotions.
Whoops. I'm gonna put a poll on this shit.
Yo, I put a short out. It got 783 views, and it's the one where I'm just like jacked. It's this one.
Jesus, dude.
Please, how does this get this, and then every other, like this one where it's like a positive message gets like
Yeah, yeah.
160. You know what this shows? This shows that society's broken, right?
Dead to Me says, I want to see the dog now.
See these dog and these nuts, bro.
When we bring in Senora?
Isn't she here?
Jack Steele says, you look like Pete Davidson. Okay, which one of us?
Which one? Probably you.
Most likely me. I'll be surprised if he says it was you.
If it's me, that guy is.
Do it to yourself, man.
Listen, glasses. Oh, Jack Steele says glasses. Oh, that's me?
Yeah.
Fuck you, Jack Steele.
Senora.
Steal these nuts in your mouth. Senora, come here. Here we go.
Here we go.
Senora, come here. People want to see you.
I love that guy's just like, I want to see dog. Oh, hi.
All right, guys.
We're
I
out.
think
With that,
I
we're
think
out.
that's it.
With that, we're out.
We're out of here. Peace.